to the south, and the aquarium, the civil rights, the Civil Rights Museum. You got the what you call this, the Football Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame. Now you got this stuff ain't for y'all. It's to bring commerce. You think they put that trolley in just to be putting it in for you?
No.
That's for tourists.
That's for tourists.
Ferris wheel.
You see, what I'm saying to you is this: we haven't even made enough noise to command, don't tear down that church, that's our historic property, but you built the stadium over there.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't got no power here when they can tear down one of our historic properties.
Two of them.
Two? And you tell me,
But the
what
church
historic
did
property
it.
of theirs are you going to tear down? You sure ain't going to tear down their historic property.
How about that Confederate cemetery right off of Moreland? They didn't want to touch that.
Well, the fact that I got to go with somebody and look at Grant's picture on that mountain every day is enough for me. You know what I'm trying to say? All I'm saying is, there are things that they have already understood that we do not participate.
And they know that.
We don't participate in voting because we got attitudes about, well, ain't nothing gonna happen, ain't gonna mean nothing. They understand that now. They understand that we're emotional. All you gotta do is tap them and they're ready to fight you.
Oh, the mercy.
They know these things about us. And they work their stuff around those things. And then we get up and say, oh, how do they know that? Because they've been studying you for a long time. We're the only people that open up our book, let everybody read it, you don't understand how they know us. And you don't know nothing about them. Because when they get on Interstate 75, 85, 5, whatever, and go back out to their suburbs, that's all they want. When they come down here, their job is to control you guys and make sure you stay in order. So Atlanta can be the way they want it to be. And bought everything, and getting ready, and when they turn the field down, Kasim Reed already said there won't be any advanced autos over there, no big lots, no stores like that over there. He said it's going to be another Atlantic station over there when they tear down Turner Field, which include most of us from even shopping over there.
Gonna push you out.
So what I'm saying is this thing, you know, remember the movie School Days? What did he say in that movie?
Wake up.
Wake up!
Wake up.
And keep you in power.
And that one thing they're counting on is that we're going to annihilate each other.
Yeah.
They're counting on the Herman Cains will step in, you know the Herman Cains, and the Clarence Thomases, and the Ben Carsons
Come on, Ben Carson.
will come along and say, you know what? That's not my group of people. Let's get rid of them. So we got enough black people out there who've already bought into their thinking. I know Kasim Reeves, I forgot him.
Oh, yeah.
But he getting paid.
I'll get paid.
But you think about it, we are in a situation where from day to day, they're getting richer and we're getting a little more weary. Every day you wake up, you got to try to figure out how you're going to make it through the week. We do. But you think Arthur Blank, Kasim Reed, Herman Cain, you think all these people are sitting back, they go through they got housekeepers, they got drivers. But these are people that you are giving money to do this.
And they won't hire you.
You're doing this. In Georgia, finally, and I don't know, I haven't heard anybody benefit from it yet, they finally got rid of the felony law here. You cannot ask that question on an application here in Georgia. But they're banking on people still not doing it because guess what?
Yeah.
Oh, some of them folks out there got prior stuff that they ain't dealt with yet. They have warrants for their arrest out there. They got this out there. They don't want, they're still banking on we're not going to participate in the rules and the laws that they pass out there, even though they're available to us. Y'all, and y'all know this, well, maybe y'all don't know this, but those who are old enough, my Bessie and I, 50 years ago we couldn't even sit around and talk like this without coming under ridicule. The pastor in the church would say, oh no, we don't hear that happen, because the white folk find out that they're going to do something to me. We have things going on like that. And now that we are free to talk and express ourselves, we ain't got nothing to say. Because we feel we're going to lose something if we say something. We don't have any king kids who are following their father's legacy. All they want to do is sell his merchandise and get as much money as they can.
That's right.
Who is fighting the battles now for us? Nobody. So it becomes a personal thing. You got to fight your battle. You got to find your niche, and you got to make yourself comfortable, and you got to make sure that the things that you want in life are made available to you. By like Michael Miller said, by any means necessary.
That's what I like to do. That's good.
By any means necessary. And if you're not doing that, then you succumb to what they put on you. So it's time to wake up. And like I say, you guys got it good. Because you come to a forum where you hear the news. You hear what's going on. You got a good idea of what's happening out there in the world. There are people sitting over there on Pine Street don't know what day it is. Or what's happening next. We got people in those situations. But if you go to church, and a lot of you do, the Bible says, he that has an ear, let him hear. And once you've heard, hearing makes you responsible. But when you don't take that knowledge and transform it into something that's going to better you as a person, then what does that say about you as an individual? There should not be a day that goes by where you're not trying to get to the next level, whatever that level is that you set standards for. And now, if you ain't setting those standards out there and you don't have any levels accomplished, then I can understand that. But as long as some of you guys have been coming to common ground, there needs to be a tier of success that you're looking at right now, where I came from and where I'm going. Where I came, you can't wake up every day not knowing what you want to do with the day. It's a wasted day. If you're not filling in the blanks with something for you, but put somebody else's name in there, it's not going to come back to you. In other words, if you're going to work and working for that man, all you're going to do is say, okay, either here's a pink slip, you're going today, or here's a paycheck, see you tomorrow. So what do you want to invest in? Somebody else's understanding or your own? And that's all it comes down to. I talk to my mother less because I understand where she is. And the things I'm doing right now, she can't fathom. So I have to construct my conversation so she can be where she is and I can be where I am, but it doesn't stop either one of us from doing what we need to do. You follow what I'm saying? She's growing at her rate, I'm growing at my rate. But you need to be growing at some kind of rate. I mean, I'm saying this because I love you guys. I love you tremendously. I mean, there's not a person that walks through that door that I wouldn't embrace and say, you know what? You're the gift, the greatest gift that God ever put on this planet. All you got to do is nurture it and feed it the way it needs to be fed. And the only way you're going to do that is know what you need to grow. That's all it takes. And if you're happy about your life, guess what? Things are so much easier than when you walk around miserable, slow, and depressed. If you're happy about your life, and only you can do that. A new car can't do that. A new house can't do that. A new job can't do that. You got to be comfortable where you are in life and say, well, I'm going to grow this in the direction I want it to go. And because God stamped me with a yes on my forehead when I came into this existence, man's no is not going to take that away. You should walk around with a yes stamped on your head every day. Yes, I can. And I don't care if you say no. I'm still going to find a way to get this yes accomplished.
Say yes, yes, everybody. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
And that's how I wouldn't tell you something I'm not trying myself. I just ran into a situation where I could have been totally discouraged. Because I've been in a doctoral program and they're going to tell me that you're in the wrong program now. After all these classes I done took, after all this work and money I done paid, now I'm in the wrong program. And it was sad on their part because I wrote my, personal statement saying where I want to go. Oh, but now that we see that you're running, you need to be over here. So let's work this out, okay? And it better be to my betterment, not to yours. You see what I'm saying? I don't live by somebody else's mistakes. I don't live by somebody else's mistakes. So all I'm saying to you guys is wake up to the idea that there ain't nothing you can't have out there if you put your mind to it. And we talked about lack of limitation. If you put lack of limitation in your life, then you're going to have lack of limitation in your life. The comedy belongs on the stage. Sometimes you got to come off that stage and deal with the reality of what's going on. I'm real uncomfortable about people who have a problem with change. I'm real uncomfortable. When people tell me they can't change, I got a problem with that. That means they gave up. That means they're walking around like zombies. That means they don't expect nothing to transpire in their life. So what do you wake up for every day? If you can't see a brighter future, if you can't see have a brighter understanding, then why are you waking up every day participating in this process? Because if you're spiritual Christian people, that ain't the way to get to heaven. You're going to have no job well done when you get to those gates. You hear somebody say, I'm leaving here and I didn't even get a chance to do what I wanted to. But they lying on their deathbed looking up at the ceiling. Oh my God, why didn't I do something else? You know, without breaking confidentiality, I know two young ladies right now who are street people. I call them street people because they're prostitutes. And one young lady just got accepted at the University of Georgia. You know what she wants to be? She wants to be a psychologist. She wants to understand how women allow themselves to become demeaned individuals that can end up in a lifestyle like that. The other young lady, she wants to be a pediatrician. She's going to Georgia State. And these two women for 20 years, these are older women. For 20 years they were on the street. So like this to show you, whenever the light bulb comes on, it ain't too late. Unless you put a closed sign outside of you, saying closed. These two girls are doing wonderful. Cynthia just got a 4.0 average in her first semester. You see what I'm saying? But all she knew was the streets and prostitution. Didn't even realize she had a brain that could take her to the next level where she could now help other people. All because she believed what somebody else said, or she believed the conditions she was in, or she believed the circumstances that surrounded her. She allowed that to dictate how she moved her life. Now, you got to come out of that. I'm poor because I allowed myself to become poor. Did nobody do nothing to me? I'm without because I allowed myself to be without. Did nobody take nothing from me? And I'm disillusioned because I allowed people to disillusion me. That's why I am the way I am. People don't teach you how not to care. You do that yourself. People do not teach you how not to care. That's a personal thing. So either you want or you don't. You will or you won't. You have and you have not. And that's all in your hands. Nobody else's. And if you didn't get a job, it's because maybe that wasn't the type of job you should have. Look for something else. If you ain't got a house, maybe because you went to the wrong neighborhood. Try something else. And if you got to live in an efficiency apartment before you get that 6-bedroom house, that might be your walk. But in that walk, there should be some education also. Some teaching, some learning, some understanding. Faye Brown Sperling, who was the executive director of Our Common Welfare, when I got my first house here, I was kind of like tripping. I don't know what I was going through. And she came and she said, Brother Jane, why are you acting like that? Don't you believe you're supposed to get that house? I was acting like I wasn't supposed to have a house. It was back in 1990 something. And it just helped me to grow. Why don't I feel like I deserve this house? Why am I acting all weird? Just whatever you want, visualize it. Put it on your refrigerator. Get a picture of the car and put it on your refrigerator. to help these things manifest. This is the end of the year. And I say this, I have seen more people recently who are on disability find jobs and come off disability. I've seen that. They got tired of getting $700,000, $800,000, $900,000, $1,000 a month. Now they're getting $30,000, $40,000, and $50,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And it all took what? Their own initiative. I had this 14-year-old girl tell me that she's on crack. And she said, I said, why are you on crack? Because my mom on crack. I said, you're on crack because your mama on crack. I said, so what does that say to you? Well, maybe I should have told somebody. Yeah, you should have told somebody. Because see, ain't no sense in you growing up on crack, and you can be someplace where you ain't growing up on crack. And if that means foster care, that means where you need to be in foster care. And I hate to say this, but I hate to call DFACS on that. And me and JD know another young lady, 14 years old, pregnant by her stepbrother. Her stepbrother, 17 years old. He's 17 years old, she's 14. And mama said, well, that's not his real sister, no way. That's not his real sister, no way. And we know this girl. But yet still, you see the attitude of the parents. So this girl gonna grow up thinking, it's okay to be that way.
Right. But that's the way Whitney Houston's stepson was,
Yeah.
and nobody said anything.
Nothing.
It was okay.
Nothing. And as sad as it may seem, that's the way, let's go back now, that's the way O.J. Simpson was. O.J. Simpson was a womanizer and abuser. So and I don't know if he killed Nicole or not, but he had a history. And nobody said anything to him. Why? Because he was O.J. Simpson. He was O.J. Simpson. I don't care how many cars you jump over in a Hertz commercial or whatever. You got issues. You see? So a lot of times, we're we're the recipients of a lot of other people's stuff. And it's our job to break that cycle, to see beyond what's happening. Just like the two girls who are in college now. They have to see beyond prostitution. They have to see, because now they're saying, I want my daughters to go to jail, I want them to be prostitutes. But they have to see beyond that. And if you think 35, 40, and 50 years old is the end of your life, then all I can say is, I feel for you. Because Mama Bessie, let's tell them, there's a whole lot more stuff that can happen at this point in your life. But you got to wake up and say, you know what? Amidst all the other craziness that's going on around me, I'm going to do something different. If I don't speak to anybody for a whole week, I'm going to invest some thought into me. And when I come out and they see me again, there's going to be this glow. And I ain't going to have to explain it. Because my actions, my walk, and my work is going to show exactly what direction I'm going in. So let's stop trying to please each other with the superficial stuff and really get down to business. And realize you guys got a gem of a program here. We can learn from some of the best people that come through the doors over there. I mean, people we can't even afford to pay come through these doors and share and talk and give insight. And all they do that for is to empower you so that you know it ain't the end. It could be your beginning. I don't know what kind of sermons your ministers are talking to you from the pulpit about. But if it's hell and damnation, that church is in hell and damnation. Because that's not feeding you and growing you. That's scaring you. That's putting something on you that takes your mind off of what you really need to be focused on. That's how you develop yourself as an individual. Yes, Mom.
I want to thank you so much for, what you have shared with us this day and taught us. And I want to re-emphasize a common core and value of common ground, because all of us, each one of us, need to stay in a place where we're evaluating, we are loving and knowing ourselves. Because as you said, if we're gonna let others tell us and define us, and people can say all kinds of things to us and about us, and somebody else can spread it. But we must ever, I mean, we don't stop, because we are growing and learning all the time. But we must, as a foundation, know who we are. We must decide that we're gonna love ourselves. We need to find out what are our gifts, what our talent, what our skills, and then we can progress. So you've given us a lot, and I just want us to apply to our lives. It will be different for each one of us, but each one of us is different.
You know, I was in Hillsborough, North Carolina, a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things about Durham, Greensboro, that whole Chapel Hill area, Orange County, is that you have a high concentration of professional black people that live in that area. In Durham, Raleigh, that whole, I mean, it's amazing how the older people I meet there are master's degrees, PhDs, on their own. It's just a serious concentration of that there. And one of the things I met, one woman I met, she lived next to my sister, and she is about 80 years old. She has a PhD in biochemistry. And she said to me, she said, Jane, it's amazing. I've been an alcoholic all my life, but I was functional. Because I knew that the main thing that was important was me taking care of me. She said, I don't drink anymore. But she said, the crucial times in my life, I was a heavy drinker. And somehow a light bulb came on and told me, you're either going to be a biochemist or you're going to be a drunk. And she said, you know what? It didn't take a second to drop the drunk part. But she let me know her struggles. And she's 80 years old right now, and she's telling her story at the YMCA, the YWCA, and she's letting little girls know, don't let the pressure get so bad that you feel you have to succumb to somebody else's understanding. You see? And she's doing it right now. Terrell?
I know I've been to kill something with my family. I've not been like 16 years. So a lot of things won't make it happen. But while I was back home, my cousin, she's at one of the worst high schools in Philadelphia. Baltimore High School. Down Baltimore High School. Where they got learning to do that. You got to fist by police, you freeze on the properties. Just, I thought I was in prison and stuff. But when I got there, my cousin called me and I spoke to the principal of the school. They wanted me to tell my story to just the 12th graders. Not to tell my story to the whole school. But one thing that you just said that kids have privacy and stuff, but I think for a lot of even for me, that sometimes I had to mend some things in order for me to prosper and do what I need to do. Yeah, I told my story, but what I learned here gave me the encouragement to do what I do there, because I had about 500 12th graders for an hour talk to them. We had dialogue back and forth on the stage, that dialogue. But the main part about being out there, I had to talk to like 50 young black men. I'm going to be 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Half of them had been suspended from school, like first day of school, like 20 might have been suspended from school. That was their first day back. And I said to them, like you all said, I didn't listen to the circle and stuff. Just like this. And I asked them for a third question. Where do you see yourself in 2020? Because some of them graduated from high school, if y'all graduated from high school. And I told them, the choices that you make today can affect you tomorrow. Then I went back and I said, in 1985, I was in 11th grade. That's when I started doing powder cocaine. Who knew in 1991, September 16th of 1991, I'll be diagnosed with HIV? Because of that choice in 11th grade high school. We just had fun, we just powder. I worked at Sandburg stand. Who knew that choice back then affected my life?
And Terrell, when you called me from Philadelphia, I could hear the tones in your voice after that. I mean, I could tell that something was released because let go from you. when you called me from Philadelphia. And you didn't have to call me, but you did.
Mm.
Because I know that you felt a little more relaxed and relieved. Not so much with what you did with the kids, but the fact that you even reunited with your family.
Because like me, my older sister, I hated her and she hated me. And you know what? And we didn't know how to hate each other. So we talked for years. For years. All she was, Connie was my big sister.
And you know what that's called? That's called unfinished business.
And I was her baby brother. And we had nothing in common.
Because had he gone there just being Travell, it would have been business like it was back in 1985. Like nothing had ever changed.
But I think for me, but when you see change within yourself and you see a difference, that makes a big difference. If you can see that you cuss it. I get this, so I'm gonna come on, I'm gonna cuss them out, do that crazy like I used to do. I ain't got nothing but them. Shoot them with love, and it just that people they welcome me, like I put on my page there. I felt so wonderful that everybody, I was received by everybody. Everybody knows my situation. But
And guess what? Now he's going back home for
I'm
Thanksgiving.
going back up here. So it's just a lot of things. I met nieces and nephew. I got a great nephew who's done that to me. God, you know. So it's a lot of things like until I finally, because there was me and they were talking this morning. I was doing all right here, but there was still a piece of the puzzle that still had to be put together. So I needed to make that trip, but I did it this time. I kept saying people know what I'm saying. I'm going back home. I'm going home. But this was a time, it was designated for me to go back home. Because I wasn't going to stay, I told Jeremy, I'm going to stay for 4 days. I'm giving them 2 days. If I can give them 3 days, I said 14 days. So we're coming, so just everybody, you're just so different, you're so different. I'm different. I'm different.
Oriana, and then my best.
No, I just, like I said, I kind of agree, but I'm not, like I said, I'm new here, you know what I'm saying, I've been going on 5 months, and I just, what's the word, I try to use the life I have lived, because for some reason God has blessed me for 3 years, and, the common ground, the people I've met here, and then meeting more and more, and it's just a reminder when I'm doing what I love to do, I'm getting acquainted with the people who love to do the same, and it keeps bringing more and more. I realize in life I'm gonna have, some hurdles. It's like I look at it as, okay, I'm being tested, a little weakness, but for some reason God keeps bringing certain people into my life at that time, even if it is just for that time, just to help me get through right there, and then maybe I'll see better. But it's just as a transgender, I try so hard, and I'm a big history person. I just want to start. Because I am talking to my friend in New York, because again, I'm getting ready to go up to see, Thompson High School. I just can't wait to get over there. I'm probably going to cry when I see them, because I want to not have them split on that. But I talked to him, I said, I would love how we could do that. It was just a question, but I think he loved the idea was, could we start and it's not a racial thing, but the white people do it, so why can't we, as the LGBT community, can we start from New York and with our own 2 feet, walk down, and stop in every city. And every city we get into, more people join as we come further down, to DC, same thing of here. And it's just more of coming together as a community, to where it's saying, yes, we may be in different states, we may have, different laws, whatever, in different states, but we are all here at the same, on the same boat. So let's come together. And it's just a damn blessing. But it's a blessing to be, one of my reasons is to use my life when I talk to the children and talk to you and continue things, because when it comes to the prostitution, have I done that? Yes, I have. Have I been arrested? Yes, I have. Has my life been threatened? Yes, I have. But for some reason, that's not, I realized just a point of life, this is not what I'm supposed to be. This is not why I'm here. And I'm not the victim. You see what I'm saying? So it's more of I had to accept, and because of that, being more involved and meeting more people, it's just wonderful. And I'm just, as here in Georgia, of course, you all know a lot more in Georgia than I do. But I don't know, I love what they have today, but at the same time, I kind of get a little angry sometimes to where some of them don't realize what they have, and take it so for granted. And the other day, what made me cry is this, I was on the train, And on both sides, the trains pulled up. And on the left side, this guy was coming out the train and was blind. And, you know what I'm saying, had his thing and was sitting here yelling, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, is anybody, you know, on the deck, you know what I'm saying, because he needed help going up the steps. And it's just, my whole life just replayed quickly of just how grateful and the little itty bitty things I have, just not even taking for granted, but we don't intentionally, but just how I'm talking. I have a voice, you see what I'm saying, to where I may be blind in my left eye, but I can see on my right eye. You know, and I just, and I literally was getting ready to just say, you know what, F the train, I can catch the next one. Because nobody was coming out on the train. And the other one just passed, and he just kept yelling out loud. And I don't know if in his mind he thinks somebody was ignoring him, but nobody was on the deck. And I just cried for a second. And before I was getting ready to get up to go out on the deck to help him, the driver of the train must have heard him and said, stopped, and went on and sat down there and made the little announcement. Listen, we're just having a little technical problem, so we'll be moving in just 1 minute. And all you saw was her come out of the driving station, you know what I'm saying, of her driving this whole train, and got out and helped him up those steps. And I just couldn't stop crying, because it was nothing but God saying, Ori, shut up. You know what I'm saying, honey, wake up. You see what I'm saying? You know what you gotta do, what you love to do. And I don't know, stuff like this, I love. And I'm trying to, you know, if there is those kind of marches or those kind of things and all stuff, you know, yes, I do want to be involved of that, because it's more of, I can't complain if I didn't vote. You see what I'm saying? I can't say this if I didn't, you know what I'm saying? That's what I love to do. That's what we do need to do, especially in our LGBT community, is we need to do what our ancestors did back in the day, and that was stop taking the bus because we didn't want to sit in the back, or started doing these marches, started to come together, because at the end of the day, excuse my French, we were all a nigga. You see what I'm saying? It didn't matter what you look like. It didn't look what you look like, what car you driving, what house you were, you know, honey, guess what? You still could only drink at this mother lovely rap.
And you know, it's really interesting you said that, because this African guy, the other day, I was in the mall, and somebody called him a nigga in the mall. And he had all kind of things going on with him. I thought he was kind of deranged at first. I'm not a nigga, I'm from Africa. I said, well, you're in America now, and that's what you are. That's how they see you. You know what I'm trying to say? Getting upset is not going to change what they think about you. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what that's what they see it as. You know. And I got the same feeling when I went to Puerto Rico, and I don't usually get that feeling. But when I was in Puerto Rico, Peter was well accepted.
Of course.
I mean, Peter had no problem walking the street. But I was always, I was like an animal out of a cage.
You were.
Like, why are you walking the streets? I mean, and then our tour guide, he said this to me. He said, James, his name is Carlos. He said, James, he said, my parents gave me up here in Puerto Rico because I was too dark.
Right.
He said, but that didn't stop me. Because he joined the military. You remember that, JB?
What's that?
You joining the
When our
military.
tour guide told us in Puerto Rico, his family gave him up because he was too dark.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I said to myself, well, isn't that sad that in 2015, we still get stuff, not even in that, but all around, but we just don't accept people for who they are.
What was that show where the daughter gave up the mother?
Yeah.
What was that one? An old show.
Come on,
Imitation of Life.
the daughter gave up the mother.
That's what I said. It was the opposite.
But then we were on the cruise ship, and Peter reminded me, I get on the elevator with my partner and I think I told you something, you guys, that, and the white woman gets on the elevator reluctantly, she steps in, because I told her I would let her go first, you know, and she's sitting there holding her purse like,
Oh, wow.
Now we on a cruise ship.
Their life.
Now I guarantee you, I can't get off that cruise ship, you know, until they dock, okay? So I ain't gonna steal nobody's purse and then run around the cruise ship with it. It ain't gonna happen. But in her mind, all she saw was a black man that she didn't feel comfortable around. And a lot of it had to do with what she heard, what she probably, you know, run into. And who knows, she might have experienced something crazy from one white man, a black man. So all I'm saying is, but yet still, these are the things that you can't let yourself get caught up in. Somebody else's stuff. You know? I got on the elevator, golf on the floor, I was going on, and it went on about my business. She probably ran to her, oh honey, I'm scared to death. No, you know, I wouldn't even tell the story, but it was kind of funny to me to see in 2015 on cruise ships with 3,000 people, she was worried about me snatching her purse.
You know, James, when I was in the military in Korea, there were Koreans that lived out way out, especially the older people. I mean, talking about old, like they're like 80, 90. They never seen a black person. So what they would do, if there was someone dark like yourself or my brother here, they would walk up to you and go like this. And they did. It happened very often. I've seen it with my own eyes. They didn't mess with me. They would actually rub the person. But again, it goes back to how they were taught, the tradition, and never having that exposure.
But it's even worse when we do it to each other.
Yes. Yes.
You know, we can bring it on home. We can bring it on home. It's worse when we do it amongst each other. You know, I mean, you know, I had a boss one time, God forbid, wherever she may be right now, who promoted somebody over me because they were light skinned and she thought they were cute. But I was doing all the work. You know, and of course, you know, he said there were these little jelly beans, and he, you know, he would make fun, you know, not make fun of us, but he would taunt us because he knew they didn't get that position honorably. Yet still he wanted to lick his tongue out at us and say, nah. Sad to say, that he ended up losing his job 2 years later because she left. You see what I'm trying to say? She left, his support left, and so all that was gone. So what am I saying? Superficial stuff is not going to last too long. Superficial, you know, if you're around people all the time who laughing and joking and you don't see a serious side to them, guess what? You need to get away from that person. You do! Melanie laughing. Because guess what happened? There needs to be a point where you come to some understanding that, guess what? There's more to my life than just laughing and joking and having a good time. When did I take care of my business? Oh, my rent ain't paid. Oh, they get ready to cut my lights off. Oh, the water's not running. At some point, the light bulb needs to come on. And then the person, oh, I want to move with you. You need a roommate? Oh, can I go? No, you grown folk. And I'm not here to step on nobody's toes, but if you walk into somebody else's shoes, they're going to start to hurt at some point. Do your own stuff, guys. And some of y'all need to detox to the max. You need to be away from people for a couple of years, maybe. Because you're addicted to people. You're addicted to their stuff. You're addicted to their craziness. And you get up looking for that every day. Let me go out there and find these crazy people. Let me go out there and be involved with them again. Let me go out there and do what I've been doing all the time. You're addicted to somebody else's craziness. And as they go down into quicksand, guess what? You're going down with them. So if you can't sit down with your friends at some point and have a serious conversation, you got the wrong kind of friends. Because I want to know what my friends are going through. I want to know what challenges they're dealing with. I want to know how meaningful I am in their life. Living like it's 2000, what's Prince song? Like it's 1999 all the time. Something wrong with that. And those people who truly take you off course by you allowing them to take over your life with all this other stuff, when they do get their act together, where are you going to be? Right there where they left you.
While we were doing check-in, Anthony had made a comment. He says,
hindsight.
We do, Peter, and you know, the antidotes you send out every day are very, very helpful. Because I like picking up my phone and seeing something refreshing to start my day out with.
Right.
I don't want to wake up thinking, oh my God, another day I got to deal with. Another day. I've overextended myself in every area of my life. I've overextended myself. I got too many friends. I ain't got no job. I'm living on somebody else's money. You know, I got all this other stuff. But what's mine? What is my asset in life? The clothes I got on my back. Because I'm even living in a government apartment. It ain't mine. There ain't no wrong with living in a government apartment as long as you got a goal to get out. A goal to get out of somebody else's stuff. This ain't no sit around and just do nothing kind of situation. This is not it. If y'all don't remember me for nothing else, it's about progress. Your own personal progress. And if you're waking up with the same thoughts you had yesterday, that means you ain't worked out yesterday and you're trying to deal with today. And you're just carrying stuff over and over and over. So when December 31st comes around, oh, here comes 2016. What am I going to do this year? No plans to proceed into the next year. It's like saying, God, just go ahead and take me right now. Because I ain't got no plans. You put me down here for nothing. My existence is meaningless. Because I'm waiting for somebody on the outside to validate me and make me what I'm supposed to be. And if you're waiting on somebody outside of you, guess what? They're going to let you stay right where you are. Because that's probably just where they are. Yes, JB.
Yeah, I just want to say there are many times we can really feel overwhelmed. And sometimes we can have it together, and then we get off beat, and we get overwhelmed and taking on everybody else's stuff. But something that this young lady shared with me, and it was dealing with clutter. You know, mail here, mail there, and you put it aside, you want to get to it, and you got so much you're overwhelmed. She said, JB, she should just sit down and just take one piece at a time. And I think some of us just need to look at just one area and concentrate on that. And then when we get that together, look at another area. When I say areas, you might look at finance, if that's a big area, or somebody might have relationship. That's another area. Or if we're too giving. Sometimes I know a person right now, they don't have it to give, but they're always trying to take in people. I don't get it. They can't take care of themselves, and then they're trying to take care of other people. So what I'm saying is that we just take just one area, work on it, and then look at the other areas, then work on it. It won't be so overwhelming, and it won't seem like we can't do it.
Right. So guys, just wake up. You know, open your eyes. Stop walking around with your eyes wide shut. You know, and bumping into walls and getting hit by cars and wondering why this stuff was happening to you, because you see it, but you ain't paying it no attention. And that's something when you see something and don't pay it no attention.
And food is ready.
Now, Dr. Slaughter not showing up today was a blessing. And tell Dr. Slaughter, it was a blessing for you to show up. Not in a very cynical way, but you know, because sometimes we need to hear Daddy and Mama talk. Mom and Daddy need to talk to you sometimes, because sometimes we lose our way. And if nothing else that prevails is wisdom. Wisdom's going to be there whether you want to accept it or not. And if you refuse to listen to wisdom, I ain't talking about knowledge, I'm talking about wisdom. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. You can have some educated fools out there who know nothing about life. So let's seek wisdom in our lives. Let's seek understanding. It's okay to play and jump and have a good time. But know that I have to deal with some other business too. That's taking care of me. Know when to say no. Know when to say, I gotta go. I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank God for each and every one of you. I just wish and hope and pray that you take what we bring here and use it to your best avail. Thank you, guys.